everyone, and welcome back to another MSF Roundtable, episode 8. And we are joined by my man, Trav. A couple of public announcements. So I just wanted to shout out to you guys as the community. It's amazing support that we've got from you guys. We really appreciate the support for not just the MSF Roundtable, but also individually as well. We wouldn't be here without it, and we love it that you love the content. So there's a couple of big things. So we came up with the idea of the MSF Roundtable. Episode 3 was probably the biggest change to it, I think, because we're having Goofy, who's a lovable guy, and he's probably the biggest out of all of us, to be honest. Look at him. Praise be to Goofy. And so I was really worried, having him on, does he like the show or whatever? And he loved it so much that he obviously became a constant member. So that's awesome. And then episode 5 was probably our biggest ones where, we went live. And it's just been amazing to hang out with you guys as well. So I definitely wouldn't change that. So Goofy is running the chat this week. We did have Lex do it. So if you have any comments that you want us to talk about, either through the news section or if you want to write questions for at the end when we do the Q&A, please just tag Goofy for that. Hello, YouTube. Welcome to the chat. We got some people on YouTube, so that's exciting. How you doing? Guys, we are running stream rares as per normal. There won't be the link up, obviously, but I'll definitely be flicking through that as we continue on. So next week, Halloween special. Pretty excited. We've got Venora. Super excited to have her on. I know Lex is super, one of his BFFs, right? And we also have a special guest because unfortunately Dapper can't make it with us that week. So we've got DJ Blitz King, my boy Sage, coming on. So thank you very much, Sage. And definitely, I was there last night. Every Thursday is a super party house at his place, so you definitely have to check him out. For episode 9, we have Sen Raven joining us. So looking forward to that in November. All right, guys. The introductions are here. The small-time streamer with a big heart, just a man who loves games and hanging out with the community. My man, Trav, how you doing, brother?
Wonderful.
Third word in. We'll have to have the duck noise.
Sorry about that.
No, Trav. Thank you very much. So tell us a bit about yourself and a bit about your, your channel.
Well, at my channel, the main thing that we care about is just trying to make sure that everybody feels included. No trolling, just having fun. Not really big brain streamers over there. Don't really care about too much about being amazing at the game. Just having a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
I've been playing for a long time now. Not since launch, but I don't know the exact days. A long time. Like, let's find out. Like 400 days or some shit. A long time.
Yeah, nice.
And my favorite character is Nobu, without question.
Our Lord and Savior.
Our Lord and Savior.
That's right.
Well, you'll love
and
to
my
hear some
CCP
rumors.
is at 7.8.
That's awesome, man. If you guys haven't seen Trav, you really he is a down-to-earth guy, just an absolutely fantastic person to hang out with, guys. And super glad to have you on, man. Really appreciate it. All right, so we've changed up the order a little bit. The streamer that brought us all together and the streamer with the biggest threats but the best hugs, it's Xero365. How you going, mate?
Oh, I'm fantastic.
You're first this week, bro.
First this week?
Yeah, normally you're last.
So, delicious.
Delicious.
So this week, the goal was to beat Node 8.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna beat Node 8 in like 2 days, so I'm pretty happy with that. And the TCP is almost at 6 mil, so I'm happy about that. That's pretty much it for this week.
Congratulations. Oh, all right then. All right, our in-house graphic artist, the goldfish with the fastest growing little big account, people's most lethal streamer. It's Lex Lethal. How you going, brother?
What's good, man? What's going on? How's everybody doing tonight?
Good, man.
So this week I finally finished DD2 for my second time. So I got Ultron to 7 stars, which was good. So I've been working on him. I'm working a little bit on Emma, trying to get her up to 12. I'm about to tier 13 my Hela. Just need a couple more gear pieces for that. and then I'm trying to get through the villains nodes so that I can farm Hela because she's the only one I don't have a 5-star for Black Bolt. So
Oh, that's fair enough. That
That's
sounds like
about
some
it.
pretty good stuff. All right, so he's the unofficial leader of the Horsemen, the PvP tournament champion, my boy who never sleeps, Nietzsche. How you doing, brother?
Hey, doing well. Not a lot new. I did break the 11 mil TCP
Whoa!
barrier, so that was always nice.
Mhm.
I've got majority of my people at level 3 on ISOs, so that's fun. And I got my symbiotes to the point where they can auto most of U7.5, so that's
Oh,
pretty
wow.
cool. But that's about it.
So, sorry, with your symbiotes, what gear in star count are they?
They're all, Start Tech, I'm 25, and all of my symbiotes are gear tier 14.
Mm-hmm.
2 of them are 6 red star, 2 of them are 5 red star, and 1's 4 red star. Scream's my squishy one at 4 red stars.
I found that she's pretty squishy. All right, so MSF's community loud, foul-mouthed streamer, my boy Crayvis. How you doing, brother?
Oh, me?
No, not you.
I'm doing fantastic. This week, we made a little bit of progress. I got Phoenix up to 14, and I T4'd every flipping one of those things because I want to be done with Phoenix, and now I am until I have to go to Gear 15. But that's a problem for the later Crayvis, right?
Next patch, Crayvis.
As it pertains to symbiotes, I am going after Anti-Venom the hard way on both accounts, and am already tired. Yes, this is day 2 of blitzing, so this is going to go real well for Crayvis. But I have managed to rip 4 stars on Scream on Big Crayvis. Baby Crayvis cannot get any kind of drops to save his life, but maybe one of these years we'll get there to 4 stars, and we's tried, fam. We's tried.
Sounds good. I think everyone's probably heard from the AAB event doing the Blitz. All right, so it is the MSF Clown Prince. Check him out on YouTube for some awesome advice. And I have to say, nearly 1,000 subscribers, brother. That is a huge achievement. My man Goofy, how you doing?
Man, I'm chilling. You know me. Good week. What can I say? So we beat 03 in Dark Dimension 3. Yes. Started from the bottom. We're still kind of there. We beat Dark Dimension. We beat 03 in Dark Dimension 3. We're in 4.
That's still an accomplishment.
Still an accomplishment.
We're in node 4. We're getting one shot at like crazy, but we're doing our thing. We also did start Dark Dimension 1 on the baby account. Unfortunately, I had to do Dark Dimension 1 because I don't have enough gear pieces to get everybody to get tier 13 yet. So only Emma and Minerva on the baby account have gotten there so far. So we're progressing. Once we finish Dark Dimension 1, we should be able to hit the rest of the gear tier 13. And then we start Dark Dimension 2, which is a lot more fun than Dark Dimension 3.
Yeah, I bet.
Oh, that's true.
It is 100% true. Our in-house Kraken of the MSF crew, he has 2 accounts, and even his smallest one is bigger than half of ours. The King Troll of PvP, Suave AF, as always. My man, Dapper. How you doing, brother?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? So, my main account, finally, I'm able to 80% auto U7 difficulty 5 with the symbiotes alone. I do use the Black Order and the X-Men to beat the boss nodes, but other than that, it's a joke how broken these characters are. Just a reminder that I put a lot of T4s on them. So 3 out of my 5 are max tier T4s, and the other ones are 3 T4s for their abilities and 1. So I put a lot of T4s on them.
And how you?
What was that?
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say, how do you find them in the raids and in war?
I just started using them in war because my first war I put them on defense just to try it out because whenever there's a new character, people always mess up on those attacks. They either underestimate it or overinvest against it. But it didn't go that well with that one. But I heard that they can do a 200k push-up in war. So I want to see if I can find a nice team to do that against. And with Raid, it's just a joke. They just run right through it. My alt account also just hit 5 million, and I'm using the symbiotes there as well. And still at low level, they're doing really, really good.
Yeah, nice. Of course, guys, I'm the one, the only Mendogs. Look, this week I've been doing some course stuff, so I haven't been streaming too much, but I am still working on my X-Men team. I am one magic book away, whatever they're called, arcane magic crap or whatever. But from Maul, and then once I get him, I'm ready for Dark Dimension 3. So hopefully next week, I'm telling you, I'm in Dark Dimension 3, heading button the wall, right? X-Men's, as I said, is my current team I'm working on. Then I'm probably going to move to Mercenaries for the war. So it's pretty exciting times. And we'll talk about it a bit later, but Invisible Woman, I should be getting her at 6-star. So I'm pretty excited about that. All right, guys. So we're going to hit in the news. I tell you what, the drop today was huge. I don't know if you guys watched the video. Oh, sorry. I'm in the wrong... There we go. You saw my Nightbot there. There you go. All right, guys. So, so we'll go through... we're doing the news a little different this week. So we've got special niches of the game where we're going to be talking to other people. But me and Trav are going to be going through this and then with some other guys. So Yellow Jacket, guys. Have you guys read his kit? Trav, what are you thinking of this Yellow Jacket with the potential of this... what they're calling, Pim Tech team coming along?
This is like perfectly getting put on the spot for a math test when you did no studying. I didn't read the blog today because I was upset with a different game, so we're right here on the spot. I'm shooting the shit with you. We're going.
We're going live, baby.
My bad.
This is why Trav is my spirit animal, friends and neighbors. I love that band.
I apologize, Trav. I didn't mean it.
It says you can attack for damage and then bonus damage. I like bonusing with damage on top of damage because it means more damage. That's a good basic. I'm with it.
Yeah, I think he looks super exciting. Just having a quick look at him with some Dark Dimension stuff. Before I go into it, does anyone have any big points they want to take away? You can put your hand up so I can see. Surely, Goofy, you have something to say. You've always got something to say.
No, you got me with the hand up comment.
So you don't all screaming at it, right?
No, man, I'll defer. Go ahead.
All right, Nietzsche. I am going to pass on to you. So, what are you thinking about him in potential PvP scenarios? Do you think he's going to be pretty good?
No, I don't think he's going to be a crucial character in PvP. I think that is requirement because I believe we all assume that there's going to be a rework on Ant-Man and Wasp coming along with it, and he's going to have a lot of synergy with them, but neither of them, unless their rework is just insane, are not going to be PvP characters. It looks like they're aiming them towards a Dark Dimension type mode, and that is what their niche is going to be. So no, I do not think Yellow Jacket's going to be a game changer at all in PvP.
So Xero, do you think there's going to be potential that this team could be good in war? I mean, obviously we're only going to know that there's going to be some reworks for Ant-Man and Wasp. We obviously know Yellow Jacket's kit, and there's 2 missing pieces. But do you think this could be potentially a good war offensive team?
No, not at all. Because guess what? Like, they're missing 2 pieces. Like, these 3 are not gonna make like a huge difference. Like, if it was, like Emma, like obviously, you have your little pieces that make her like the best player in like defense. But like this team is nothing. They're still gonna be trash. Like, unless we get what is it, Ghost?
Ghost and Goliath were the characters, I believe.
And maybe
Yo, if we can get Mr. Pim, what is it, Mr. Pim?
Hank Pym. We can get Hank
Pym.
Pym.
Yo,
Yeah, I think he's a
get that
giant
dude-
man.
Goliath, I think it is. I believe.
Goliath, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe that's the 5th character. But then I've also heard Cassie, who is Scott Lang's daughter, is also coming. So we're unsure about the 5th member, but the 4th member is Ghost, as you said. Ghost and Stature. Stature is the 5th.
Yeah.
There you go. So thank you, chat. Look, I don't have a problem with them constantly bringing out characters. What I do have a problem with is, why do I want to spend if, and I'm sure the guys who are free to play or even cheap to play, Anti-Venom came out, I had the symbiotes pretty much ready to go because I was getting ready for Dark Dimension 3, so Anti-Venom makes the solid choice that I should invest in, right? But like She-Hulk, I haven't worked on Fantastic Four. Why am I spending more money on another character? I don't know, probably over COVID I'll probably become a whale, but like normally I'd probably be more of a dolphin. And I just can't see the requirement. However, I do know, and we'll talk about this in rumors, but I don't know. It's rumored, but you will need the Quantum for the next legendary, which I believe is Black Knight. Actually, no.
That's what I heard.
We'll get into rumors because there's another legendary coming out for Black Knight, but Black Knight's meant to require Quantum. So if you guys want to get the Black Knight, then start looking towards these sort of things. He will unlock you the door.
Well, a lot of people are already going to have Ant-Man and Wasp at high stars just because they've been out in the game for so long. So
that's true. Now, Trav, I don't want to.
They had their own events.
Yeah. And look, I just recently watched Ant-Man. I enjoyed it, right? Guys, so
it's all right. Paul Rudd
good.
does a good job.
It is good. It's good. So, look, I don't want to put you back on the spot, Trav. Did you watch the video of Marvel Strike?
You know what? I saw bits and pieces of it.
Awesome. So the first thing they talk about is ISO 8. Changes to come in the color. There's a new lock area ISO feature that's coming out. Yeah, for the arena. Yeah.
Right.
Tier 2 classes and updates to current expected spring 21. 2021. What are you? How are you feeling about ISO 8? And then what are your feelings towards some of these updates that they've sort of talked into?
ISO 8 in general to me is a good thing. It allows a lot more thought process to be allowed into the game for a lot of the characters, and I think that once we get to the point that we're at Red Stars now with ISO 8s where we have an investment in most of the characters, you'll have a lot more fun that you can do with your roster. I think them upgrading it to Tier 2 means that you should probably not use all of your resources because you're going to need a lot to get to the end of Tier 1 to start getting into Tier 2. So they're going to make another gate behind that probably, which kind of sucks. But overall, the idea of it is really good, I think.
Are you a bit excited about them actually talking about new classes, Tier 2 and the updates, or with the current classes, or are you're pretty happy with how it is at the moment?
No, I knew that it was going to be a progressing system. I didn't know necessarily they were going to add new classes. I don't know what they intend to do with that. More is better when it comes to theory crafting because as long as it's not too much. But there being only 5 is not necessarily enough, especially with right now the Fortifier being more useless than it should be because it's not, not doing a lot of good things for you. So there's kind of only 4. And so them adding that is good. Them also saying that they would progress them to where that would become useful makes a lot of sense, and it leads into the future for me, a good thing. So overall, I'm excited about the prospect of what's going on. I like the way that it is. I like the fact that it's moving forward and it's not going to stay stagnant. I think that the game became stagnant for a long time. A lot of people kind of got bored with certain aspects of the game, so for them to add something new for us to think and engage ourselves with is a really good thing, I think.
Yeah, I have to agree with all those points. I like them looking forward, but also not just saying, well, we create these classes, we're not going to worry about them. I'm going to go through the Xero. What do you got, brother?
So I'm looking at chat, and they're saying that he's a little low. Can you bump up the volume for him?
Give me a sec.
Don't worry, chat. I got you. Don't you worry.
Don't
Alright, there
you
you go.
worry.
He should be all right now. All right, guys. So does anyone from the roundtable have any comments to say about, anything additional to what we just talked about the ISO 8 with the developers?
I would say that it really depends on when it's going to come out. I think if they're sitting here planning on doing it during this fourth quarter, which I don't think they are, that would be way too soon. We just got it. Beginning players, people who aren't whales or spending a lot, are still trying to develop those characters. We're talking about first quarter of next year. I think that's borderline. That's where
Spring 2021 they came out with saying. So the lock-in of the arena ISO will be probably sooner than that, but the tier 2, the new classes and the updates will probably be expected in spring 2021.
Yeah, so I think that would be appropriate. Most people are going to have the characters they want at an ISO 8.3 level, which is really what you need to progress in the game.
Yep.
And the ISO 8 5 level is just extremely expensive and unneeded except for your potential main characters in the game.
Yeah. From Lex, from probably the smallest account here, how are you finding the upgrading for the resources?
Well, I think it's cool because for somebody like me that's, doesn't have access to all the content, it gives you access to more content. So, I mean, it's all good. I like it. I think it's good. I like the ISO system. I like the progression. Like Trav said, I think it gives people another way to think about the game and the classes and stuff. I do think Fortifier isn't the greatest class as well, but yeah, it's good. I like it. I don't have anything really bad to say about it.
All right, so we're going to move on to the next thing, the sim button for December. So some people in the chat probably even accessed it. It was on for about 10 minutes, 15 minutes. You're able to sim now Blitz, and you're able to now sim, and they're looking at it coming out in December, and sim in raids. Trav, do you think this is a good thing, a bad thing? Where do you think this will end up?
So when I said I played 400 days, after I looked, it was 700. Time flies when
Close enough.
You know what I mean. I've played a long time.
Yeah.
In those 700 days, I've blitzed more than I care to admit, more than I've spent with certain members of my family, and I would like that to change. So a sim is great. It allows you to stay competitive in a game that forces you to be competitive through time spent or a great deal of money spent. And I don't have a great deal of money, and I like to be competitive, so the time is kind of the asset that I use. I think that they will find another way to sink your time into the game. They talked about there being a live PvP system. I think that will be that. I hope that will take less time, because blitzing takes, for a larger account, over 30 minutes multiple times a day, which is a long time when you add up that you're doing it every day for multiple very, very good characters over the course of the release of the game. And so I think that it's great that they're getting rid of it. So,
and look, I don't mind Blitz because I get to test out new characters, but I definitely don't like the time sync. I'm hoping that with this sim button, it enables me to sync my time, and not saying it one for one, but like sync time into a different game mode or something like that I actually find a lot more, because normally with Blitz I usually just hit auto, right? And I'm sure most of us do that. Crayvis, what are your I know you. I mean, we talked about it last week or the week before. We talked about how happy we were. But do you think this sim button? Do you think they're waiting because December they're going to be releasing new game content, or do you think that it's just they're waiting for it to be polished or whatever?
I think they're waiting primarily because even if you go into like one of the bigger streams where you see Remen, who's got a really decked out symbiote team that he takes in and tries to auto against U7.5, they still can't do it.
Yeah.
Anti-Venom still gets 2-shot by a couple of those mobs and then they die. So I think they're trying to wait until they can push out level 80 and T15 to make 7.5 be a little bit more autoable, to make your characters actually be able to survive some of those hits so that they can do that. I think that's what they're waiting for, because they're going to have a lot more losses right now than they're going to want to if auto battle was actually available for raids currently. I think Blitz it's probably ready for, but I think they want to keep it until everything is ready to rock.
Yeah.
Or always one-shots me on the Ronin node. Like, whoever he picks, they're dead.
Wow. I don't have. I think I'm probably the second smallest account. I think I'm just a bit over. I'm about 2.6. So Dapper, with the sim button with raids, because we haven't really talked too much about raids. We talked a lot about Blitz. Are you happy that the raid component's going to be taken out of the game as well?
Well, it's going to make it a whole lot more smoother run. I don't think that everybody's really going to be pushing it that much on raids, mostly on blitzing. But I also, watching the video today, they explained that the sim button is meant for people to be able to understand how the meta works and be able to overcome it with the sim button. So, you know, it's too early to say about raids, to be honest with you, but I don't think that a lot of people are going to really want to try to just play through.
Yep. No, that's fair enough. So the next one they talked about, Trav, was they were talking about PvP, and from their statistics they were talking about it's about a third, right? So a third love it, and Nietzsche is definitely firm, probably leading that charge, right? He loves it. There's a third who hate it, and we've got a couple people, Xero doesn't like it at all. We've got people who, and the other third is people who are, indifferent about it. And Xero, I was just watching, as I was saying, I was just watching the previous episodes. You were talking about if they're giving me milestones, I'm getting free stuff, I'm happy, but other than that, I ignore it. So Trav, my question to you is, because they talked a lot about changing up PvP. You mentioned before they're bringing out a live PvP rank system too. So not just some random person, you're actually doing like a rank thing. I don't think it's going to be like Arena, but it's kind of going to be like that. And they're also going to be doing some changes to the game modes. They talked about a whole bunch of new game modes. What are your feelings towards the PvP aspect?
The way that PvP is currently, the only issue that I have with it is how long the drafts take. The drafts take a lot of time. That's my only issue with it. When they have you do an amount where you need 15 wins, that's once again, it's just a time sink in something that is very, very important to the fight itself. Everybody knows that drafting is largely where you will win or lose the fight. So where you said there's 3 groups, I'm kind of in 2 of them. I love and hate the PvP. I think that it's the best way to show your knowledge of the game and your skill in the game. I think it's a very, very long, drawn-out system that's very similar in the drafting pool, especially when you're dealing with your normal TCP, meaning like not a balance, but a classic. Yep. You see very, very, very similar drafts, very, very similar rosters continuously. You know what people are going for. They know what you're going for. The counters are very obvious. Balance is a little bit less because there's so many characters. There's a lot of different ways to play the game, which allows the once again, the knowledge to shine through it and the skill. So I can see why it's a good game mode. I do enjoy that aspect of it. I just, once again, I don't like the time spent in drafting.
So Nietzsche, how you we lost Crayvis there for a moment. Nietzsche, watching this video, how excited are you hearing that they want to expand the PvP scene with different options? and with a live sort of leaderboard?
So, from what I gathered on that blog post in that video was that a lot of it's going to be due to Battle Pass. And I wouldn't consider that pre-selected team as a PvP type of match. Yes, you're fighting another player, but you're not going through a draft system.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I don't think that is true PvP. That's just selecting a team prior to going in based on the requirements that, because with the Battle Pass you have, and I'm sure we're going to get into this later, but you have specific objectives to do.
Yeah.
And so you're basing your team off of your own objectives.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I'm not a huge fan of the way that they're planning on doing that.
So, yeah, look, Nietzsche mentioned the Battle Pass, so that's what we're going to move into because they did talk about that. One thing that did concern me is they didn't mention, because we've seen a lot of Scopely games come out with a paid version. Now, I'm not saying, and the main topic's going to be about Battle Passes, so we're going to keep it roughly light, but Battle Passes, as Nietzsche said, they're concerned with missions and stuff, so, do damage to a team, knock out X amount of players on the other team. They're going to be split between daily and weekly. Trav, what do you think about this, what they talked about the Battle Passes, and are you excited for it?
Unfortunately, that was like I said, I saw bits and pieces. What I saw on the Battle Pass, I didn't have a full understanding. There's some of it I need to see laid out in front of me to fully understand. I did understand that there would be short-term and long-term goals. I didn't really know. I don't understand what the reward system is behind it. I'm not sure the paying or reward system behind it directly. So that part of it I didn't quite catch. I think Battle Passes are something that Fortnite made like horrendously popular, and every game has gone their way into using them. Earlier this year, they discussed that they were going to try a subscription rollout for newer players than farther into older players. I think this is actually what they've chosen to do with that, so it makes sense. It was a long time coming. I think that they've wanted to find a way to monetize the game a little bit more, even though they're making tons of money, because that's what they do.
Yeah.
So that I don't really know. That's kind of my thoughts on it, though.
Too easy. So as I said, the main topic, guys, is we're going to be talking about Battle Pass and if it's any good for MSF and some of the, because I think there's a lot of positive stuff that could come from that. However, we'll talk about that in the main subject. So DD4, we learned a lot. So as I was saying before, they learned a lot about DD3, how it was unfun. I talked to you guys about DD2. They enjoyed that. DD1 had its own concerns because obviously you had to have a 6-star. But DD2 seems to be that nice match. The issue that they came up to was because of Phoenix. Phoenix is such a nuclear bomb, so they had to, deviate a little bit from that. So they haven't the same thing. So global, cosmic, and city, but they're actually, to balance it out, they're going to have nodes that you can't have legendaries for. So to make it a bit more balanced, a bit more fun. What do you think about this, Trav? Oh, he's not happy. Trav is not happy.
Terrible. Worst decision I've ever heard. I can't believe that you would make characters that you feel are too good in your own game to design content around them. How about you make better characters and scale things out better instead of ruining all of the progression I put into all the good characters and then say, hey, I'm going to sweep the floor under you. Now you need to build these bad characters you don't want at all. I am frustrated beyond belief. It's ridiculous.
And also, just to kind of add to that too as well, I mean, how much of a nuclear bomb was she when she was still getting two-shotted, right? What are we talking about here? I don't understand that concept.
That was their words. That was their words before I hear all this hate towards me. But yeah, it was definitely their words.
No, it's definitely not towards you. It's really towards them. It's just that you're there.
So much hate. I need my beard again. Yeah, look, we had the same thing in. Get ready for a shock, guys. We had the same thing ready in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, where they built these galactic legends, and now they're like, well, we can't build raids anymore because we've made them too powerful. Why make something so powerful that you can't bring out new content, right?
That's a failure on your own end there.
But I'm looking forward to Dark Dimension 4. We'll see how it goes, right? Yeah, so Xero, what are your thoughts about hearing that about Dark Dimension 4? Are you excited about it? Considering your head button against Dark Dimension 3 at the moment?
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, I'll probably get done with Note 8 tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
But with taking like Trav said and Goofy says, like, yo, make shit harder for us, or just don't suck at your job. I mean, don't take away from what we earned as players. Like, give us what we want. Like, either you make it harder or you make it longer. Because, like, obviously with DD3 it's what, like 16 nodes? I'm pretty sure it's like
I think 16,
something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that, right? And it takes about almost, depending on what your roster look like, it takes about almost a month and a half. Probably even 2 months, maybe, depending on what you're building. I don't know. At least for me.
They did this territorial battle, which is again Star Wars. So get ready for another shot, guys. But they stopped certain characters being used, and Trav hit it on the head. Is that you work, especially if you're free to play or cheap to play, in that, or even maybe a dolphin. You're spending your resources on, say, we'll use Phoenix as the example, right? Because she was the example. You spend all these resources on Phoenix, and now you can't use her. And I feel blocking characters is not necessarily the best way to do it. We don't know what DD4 is. It could be super fun, and maybe it's not as bad as we think. But yeah, Goofy, you clearly want to say something.
No, I'll just say it.
You just has the potty.
Nah, we did that before. Just to say what you said, it could not be that bad. Based on what? I mean, I do not see how they can make this better by any possible means, especially with adding these traits. I don't think that they're, and then we'll talk about some other things later. But seriously, they really kind of screwed this up.
Yeah, for newer players like me, it gives you incentive to be like, well, why would I work on farming Phoenix? She's not even going to be that good, you know?
But you're still going to need her for DD3. That's the problem.
DD3, yeah.
And then you're still going to need her for the legendary specific node. So instead, they're forcing you to need her and need people that you wouldn't want to need. So, like, the game mode itself could be fun. They could scale the damage down, which is one of the big problems in DD3 is you just get wiped out before you get a turn.
Yeah,
so
of course.
They could scale it down so you get to play. But it sucks that you're going to have to invest possibly gear tier 15 mats on, like, like Wolverine. Like someone you don't want to because you need to fill out the team, and who you fill out the team with is supposed to be a legendary.
And the worst part of that is that, and Wolverine's a really good example. And can I just say it's a travesty that they haven't actually got Wolverine good?
Yeah, all I'm saying is,
Wolverine's awesome.
they had better be a humongous rework if they expect me to gear 15 Wolverine.
Well, because my Wolverine's geared like 6 or something, or 4 or 5 or whatever. Like
they're not doing Wolverine justice anyway.
No, but anyway.
That's playing Wolverine bingo, though. You can go by X-Men and see if Wolverine is mentioned in their kit. So that's something.
They should have made him a badass. They should have made Wolverine a badass legendary character. That's what I think.
Yeah, but they had to release him day one of the game because he's one of the most popular ones, and they don't do conventional reworks. They try to release new characters and boost people through passives, and you can't do that with some of these power-crept characters that have 0 health and 0 damage. It's like you need to either give their tier 14 to tier 15 about 3 times the stats that everybody else does to catch them back up, which is a good way to do that. You could even stats out very easily that way. Or you have to actually rework the stats from the ground up because those characters just aren't competitive anymore.
Yeah, I agree.
People aren't. There's so much of your roster that you're not utilizing right now. Like so many characters that people aren't utilizing, and and it sucks. It's like,
Preach.
you're going to pretty much, all the main teams, and that's it. And then the other teams are useless.
I agree.
And
And they're coming out with a new great team like every 2 weeks too. So you always have to divert and put in resources other places.
No, I agree. Trav, sorry, you were saying something.
No, I was just agreeing. Agreeing.
Yeah, no, it's so I've got a couple of points about the battle pass that could maybe potentially help that, but we'll leave it for the main topic. But so the next move, they moved on from Dark Mission 4 into raid difficulty, coming to the Greek raids. Now, I don't know about you guys, but Gamma sucks. I hate Gamma. Alpha's not too bad, especially with the symbiotes. The raid difficulty is going to be a little different for the Greek raids. They're removing healing from characters, so not saying that the character can't heal within the battle, but you can't heal them outside. What do we think about that as a difficulty?
I think that's shit. I think it's stupid.
Gamma is trash, Brad.
That is spaghetti code that gets sent back saying, this is broken, you need to fix this. Like, don't have healing charges in the game if we can't use them for something. Like, what the hell does that even mean?
That's stupid, dude.
Trav, what do you reckon?
I don't get it. I don't know where their headspace was on that decision. I don't even understand why that was something they did. I don't get it.
They in the past they have shown that from the community's perspective, if people do complain enough, ISO 8 is going to be the best example for that. It was meant to be like mods. It's actually pretty good. So, yeah, the underdog hits on the head. The reason they're doing that is to make you up level more tunes. Squad manage. Oh, sorry.
No. I mean, I'm just agreeing. I don't think that it's something that you would do for fun. It just makes you need to level more tunes and not be able to experience it as quickly.
So I'm interested to see how that goes with the autos. Nietzsche.
Yeah, so I want to touch on that. As a late game player, I'm sure Dapper's in a very similar situation. If all you're doing is if you're not increasing the difficulty of the raid, and all you're doing is taking away the heals, there's not a lane in any of the Greek nodes or Greek lanes that I can't auto. So you aren't actually increasing the difficulty for them. And that's where I think they're falling short here, is for these late game players, these 8, 9, 10 plus million players, you're not providing anything different other than an excess reward with that change. So to me, that is just lackluster. I want to actually I don't actually want to, because I don't like raiding, but I want to actually have to try at the raid and not just continue to auto raid with my current roster.
No,
I have a question for clarification.
Yeah.
This is something they're doing to the Greek raids?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
So my whole because I'm uninformed and unintelligent. I thought you were talking about something they were doing to DD4, like they were just trying to slow down you moving through it. Well, like
No,
Rich
sorry,
said,
the
there's really
raids,
no point at all to do that. If they're not going to increase the difficulty, who doesn't auto and get through everything they want to at the later game point? That doesn't do anything.
Right. Agreed. And that's my whole point. Is just you gotta make it more difficult. Otherwise, these late game players are not going to see any difference in the gameplay.
Now,
I think that they're going to increase the difficulty. I think that they're also saying they're increasing the difficulty in that you're also not going to be able to heal. That's what I gathered from the video. I guess it's all based on perception.
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say, is it gonna be like a whole? If it's like a whole separate, different, like, I don't know, Gamma 5 or 6 or whatever, and in that one you can't, then I don't know. Yeah,
So,
that might be
pretty much what
I would
Penguin,
assume that's what they're doing, but based off of what they said, that is not. They didn't touch on that. They said difficulty is not going to change.
Well, Penguin pretty much, Penguin, he reads to me because I can't read. And what he took from that, right? What he took from that is that it's not gonna affect the lower players because it's gonna have obviously a difficulty slider. It like the newer players are gonna get their own section where it's not gonna matter where they're healing. But for us, it's gonna matter because now they're like, oh, like it's like I'm pretty sure it was Cerebral. It's like, all right, guys. We're gonna sit here. We gotta come up with some ideas to make the game better. What do you got over there? Well, we should probably make it harder. And then there was that other chick in the back. She was probably like, well, let's take away like revives. And he's looking at her like, that's excellent.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, that's a good idea right there.
No.
Let's get rid of everything else. It's like that's pretty much what Penguin fed to me, and I was like, okay, that makes like literally no sense, but okay.
So, again, guys, this is a video. We've just watched it. There's no like rumors at this point anyway. So, obviously, subject to change. Nothing's coming in next week, but this is just sort of our opinions of the video that we watched today. And some of the things I was a little excited about. The raid difficulty, if you just remember healing. Chat is saying that they're obviously increase the difficulty, plus you can't heal. We'll see how it all pans out. So just to cover off the news, squad management from roster. So, squad management, you have to go into Blitz to change your squads. They're doing some modification of that, so you can do it from your roster. Hopefully you can just drag and drop as well, which would be nice.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Invisible Woman's coming back. Nobu and Venom are the next Blitzers. Bonus events, 2 times modules and the reduction in raid costs and 2 times shield agents. Trav, do you have anything to, any comments you want to mention on any of those topics?
I think Nobu is the most deserving character ever of a rework that has ever been created in any game. I also would like to say, along with quality of life fixes, I think the biggest quality of life fix that I would personally love is if there was a "Are you sure?" button after clicking equipment.
That's strong. I like that one.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, look, I agree on those ones. Guys, do you have anything to round out before we move on to your own segments?
Yes, I have one thing to say, that if they take the health from the Greek raid and they're expecting to hurt the end game players, they're really hurting themselves, because what happened when the end players auto everything and then the mid players are stuck and now they can't refresh, they won't be able to spend money to get the there's no reason to buy those refreshes. So they're really hurting themselves with that one. So I think it's something that they're going to think about later on and rework on it.
Yeah, this is more just an update of where the game was sort of heading to. But no, I agree. Does anyone else have anything before we move into Xero? Zero's segment.
From somebody who spends more money on the game's point of view than me, to counter that, like now that you can't buy heals, if you can't complete the lane that you'd like to complete, would you need to spend money on another character, which would be a larger investment as a whale into needing more teams to complete it?
Well,
do you think maybe that possible business model they were looking at?
we'll talk about business
That could
model.
probably be.
Sorry, go Dapper.
I said that could probably be it. But the end, like the end alliance, they already powered them up.
Yeah.
So now they're targeting the mid players.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that wraps up the news. However, not the news segment, because we've changed it a bit up this week. So everyone on the on the round table has their own little segment, their own slice of the game, if you will, and they'll give you some tips and tricks about that sort of segment. So we're going to kick off with Xero with wars and raids. What's your little tips and tricks for the week? Improving your score, whatever.
So I'm just gonna touch up on war for the beginning part. At least what I'm seeing in the baby account right now, because I made the alliance when I made the account, so it's literally growing together, and we made it more active. But I'm noticing like a small like a lot of alliances aren't even hitting like gold 2 anymore. They're all like, you know, brand new players, don't even know how to put defense down. They have everyone strictly on offense, which is making it easier for my alliance to just completely destroy them, because I've just made it active now. You know, my brother's branched out, went out and found like a lot of people. Dude, I have like 6 million TCP guys in there right now, crushing it for a level 65 like an account. I'm like, that's amazing. But I did make an infograph. It's floating around somewhere in another Discord. About who you should be farming, or like you should set specific goals for that week for your war team. Like, okay, like let's say that you were active enough to where, you know, you picked up Taskmaster. Okay, start working the mercs. All right, Emma's out right now. Start working Emma, because Emma's a huge, like, she's so annoying for defense. Like, if you can have at least two really good defenses, at least at the lower level,
yep,
you're just gonna be really annoying, because not everyone's gonna have, you know, like power armor or symbiotes or any of those crazy things, unless, you know, they're spending money, which from what we've been running into,
yep,
nobody's been spending money. So it's just like, all right, like I'm sitting there, haven't got hit. Like I think I had like 12 defense victories, and my baby account has more MVPs than I do on my main account. And I'm sitting there like, all right, well, I have a huge advantage right now because I know exactly what I'm looking for, which I'm teaching them as well. But for offense, I mean, you take one character in there and you just wipe out the shield team. That's pretty simple. I had to explain that to them because they were taking in like 200k teams in there just to wipe out a shield team. I'm like, what are you doing? Don't do that, please. Save your team.
yeah.
So that's just a little tip. Like, if you see the infograph, you know, it's made by yours truly. No one paid, you know. So I'm gonna switch over to raids. So for raids, right, it's the same situation, at least for the newer accounts that, you know, I'm bringing in, and I'm growing people that are starting the game out because I want them to have the best with the game and understand, like, hey, like, once you get the game and like the idea of how to run things, then I let them know, like, hey, like, you need to branch out and go find like an actual like competitive alliance, because this alliance, you know, I'm building it slowly as I'm going. But 3 things I have for like newer viewers is that you need to ask what lane you have, because I see that people, you know, like when I first started the game, I didn't even know what lane assignment was. I was just like, yo, I'm hitting that and going. I'm gone.
Yep.
And a lot of people didn't understand that, so, you know, I explained to them on Discord as well, and to follow the color coding, or, you know, the numbers, or whatever your preference is. 2 is, you know, have the right teams. Like, if you're looking at your roster and you're just like, oh, well, you know, I'm just gonna take defenders in there. Okay, that's cool, but you want someone that revives. Like with the account I started, the baby account, I was fortunate enough to start it when the Minerva calendar was out, so I picked her up immediately. So I'm running, so I'm running with that, and I'm teaching them, like, hey, like, this is how you keep all your guys alive during the whole process. At least, like, you know what you're hitting, because we're not hitting too like high, like very high raids. You know, we're doing about U5, and then for alpha raids or Greek raids, obviously we have to do like the level 2 type ones that you have to be like, I think 50 to 60, which isn't too bad. You know, the smaller guys is pretty much like, you know, we're carrying them as we're going, so that way, you know, we give them those rewards to start upgrading better characters. The third one is, you know, just have some common sense. Like, don't be throwing like smaller teams over there, because, you know, you're essentially wasting energy, and energy is like pretty much everything. Like, you have to wait on time for that, and it's just really annoying when we're trying to, you know, meet like a certain goal at the end of the raid.
Yep.
And start on time, you know. You know, we want you to start on time and not wait like 2 hours before the raid ends and be like, oh, all right, I already hit the 5 notes. Hey, bro, you have like 6 other notes you gotta hit. Yeah, well, I'm out of energy. I'm like, okay, well, Oh man, I was about to say it.
All right.
All right.
So we have Lex Lethal up for tips and tricks for new players and getting your account ready to go for Dark Dimension 1 and 2. Over to you, Lex.
Yeah, so basically for newer players, and it just kind of depends on where exactly you're at in the game. But like as far as these newer characters are coming out, complete the milestones the best you can, do everything the best you can. With lower power characters, sometimes it'll be harder to get through milestones, but just do them the best you can. Try and farm them, but I also recommend picking out your main teams to farm. Guardians are a great team to start with if you're early game. Also Sinister Six, they're good teams to start with because they're all farmable, they're all easily accessible, and plus they also help you unlock, Sinister Six, obviously 2 legendaries, and then Guardians will get you Star-Lord for DD2. But there's a lot of different combinations you can use for DD2. Just talk to somebody about it and they'll help you out. And that's about it, man.
Sounds good, man. Thank you very much for that. So Nietzsche, PvP tips. How's AV happening?
I think AV is a viable character. You obviously have to pair him up with at least one other symbiote, probably 2. You want to get him with Carnage and symbiote Spider-Man in order to make a good PvP combo, which is going to be difficult in most PvP matches. I do think they are really good when you can pair them up and you can get them fast enough. If you're not against a super fast team, they can put some destruction on the opposing team. So yeah, AV is definitely a good PvP character and will be used probably in the near future as a staple with the other 2.
So we're moving on to Crayvis for some tips and tricks on alliance management. I know some of you are probably not interested in the alliance management, but this is for those officers and guild leaders. I mean, you run a couple of guilds, don't you, Crayvis?
Yes, sir, I do. And most of what I got for you guys this week kind of pertains to the anti-Venom event that's rolling now. I've had members in both guilds ask if we could go back to Ultimus 7 or maybe Ultimus 6, no difficulties, to make sure that we can get some of these Mass Capers characters in there to get as many Venom shards as we can. And I've been telling them kind of the same thing that I'm going to tell you guys, which is it's really silly to drop difficulties to try to get a couple of extra shards of anti-Venom when you can really move up a difficulty, send your teams into the furnace. They can all legitimately die as long as you use the same damn energy that you would spend and you select the same damn mask. You're still going to get the same amount of points for anti-Venom. So it's not worth it to shoot all your resources into foot, which is lower amounts of T3s and T4s or T2s if you're a younger player. That's also purple and gold gear pulls that you're going to lose out on. If you're going to drop to Greek 2 so that there is no character requirements, those are your biggest source of gold income, or your biggest source of gold orbs right now. Guess what's going on currently? Emma Frost milestones. You need that gold right now. So you guys don't want to be dropping raid difficulties to try to squeak out another couple of anti-Venom shards, because it's going to shoot you in the foot if you do. So that's what I got for you guys this week.
Thanks, Crayvis. Goofy, so some cheap to play tips. If you could just give the audience a couple of tips this week for resource management.
Yes, I mean it's really kind of similar to the usual. Essentially, So obviously this week we have the anti-Venom thing going on. A lot of people are probably trying to upgrade, characters. You probably have Scream, who you probably haven't completed yet. You're probably trying to upgrade anti-Venom. From a cheap-to-play, free-to-play aspect, you just got to do things in sequences. I have kind of stopping points. Farm, and also this is a quick tip too. Do not equip piece by piece. Make sure that you're farming all of your gear first before you actually, and then use the equip all button. That's the best way that you're gonna go. There's a scarcity mechanism in this game, So if you're using if you're just equipping slot by slot, it's gonna be harder for you to get those gear drops. So make sure that you're waiting until you hit that until you get to that equip all button. Use the MSF.gg page, that Pimp Toxie and Ty J have available, so that you guys could essentially, like I said, equip all. You're getting better farms by not using up all that stuff. And like I said, just do it one character at a time, one progression point at a time, and then keep it from there.
Thanks, Goofy. Dapper, our whale and Kraken, any advice to the whales? I know you run 2 accounts, so anything would be...
Yeah, so basically, I don't like blitzing unlike other people. I feel like it takes way too much time for me. So I'd rather just buy these orbs, the Fred Light offer for $20 for 6 orbs. I bought that 3 times, and then I'll just blitz. Doesn't tell you that you can't blitz because you still need to blitz. Yeah. But by the time on the 9th day, I'll open up my orbs and then I'll see where I'm at. Then depending on where you're at, there's a $1.99 offer for the Fright Light offer as well. There's another offer for the anti-Venom for $20. That's another solid offer. And, that's pretty much all I really like to purchase, because everything else is doesn't have really value. Like the Mega Orbs, $5 is a nice deal, but that's gonna be a duplicate for me. I don't waste my money on Red Star Orbs. So just be cautious on what you're valuing you're spending on, because it doesn't make sense just spending money on anything and it's not really gonna help you on saving time or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, just real quick, on PvP, on free to cheap play, on whale accounts, on raids, on war, on guild management, symbiotes are best. All of those.
Yeah. Symbiotes are the best. Alright guys, so we have Rumor Has It. Everyone put on their tinfoil hats. Tinfoil hat time, guys. Alright, this is where we talk about seed theory. This is where we talk about the good, juicy rumors. I don't even care if they exist. So, guys, I have a couple, but I'm going to keep them if it doesn't get mentioned. But Blade as the next legendary.
Travis tripping out right now.
This is amazing.
So yeah, Trav, we
completely in love.
We do Rumor Has It. Yeah, so we talk about rumors in the game and stuff like that. So the rumor that I have this week is, so the symbiotes were meant to be December, guys. How crazy is that? Oh, we got a hype train. Thank you very much for the support, guys. Okay, can't rumor has it. And so Blade is the next legendary. He's coming. Don't know what he's going to be required, but he's going to be making those supernatural guys super awesome. Guys, who has some juicy rumors for our followers?
I don't know if there's any rumors, because, you know... Actually, hold on. We're going to get a shitty offer tomorrow.
It's meant to be rumors, not facts. Oh man, I love your pirate hat, Crayvis.
Yo, so I don't know if it's a rumor, but I know people have been talking about it. Blade and the hand rework.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I'm pretty excited about that. That is a good rumor.
Pretty not.
Yeah, I would like to see. I'd like to see Blade. Blade would be cool. Morbius would be cool.
Yep.
Yeah. Some characters from some of the other universes would be cool to see. You know, the other Marvel universes would be cool.
Right. But the most important character or question is what team does Howard the Duck go on? Right?
Ooh.
Yeah.
What team is it? What team does Howard go on?
You heard it here first. Crayvis is saying Howard the Duck is coming to the game. Heard Nobu's going to become the king of Arena.
I love it.
Don't laugh after you say
That's
that. That's not a joke. That's terrible. That's awesome. Noble will be the best. Not laughing.
I'm sorry, Trav. I'm sorry. Our Lord and Savior Nobu.
Oh, good lord.
have heard that yeah, they are getting a rework. They talked about it in a post talking about how they wanted teams that you invested in to come back up. So hopefully that means that the reworks are coming as well. So yeah, it's pretty rad. I just want to point out, I hate to interrupt the rumor has it, but this is the very first hype train on the channel. So thank you very much, guys.
Let's go, baby.
Whoa,
Sage!
Sage! Thank you very much for the biddies.
We have a hard flexor in here,
Oh
boys.
no. Oh no, it's all going to crap.
Good morning, tomorrow morning, the finest morning, tomorrow morning, the finest morning, good morning to you.
Yeah. This is why you need to go and follow Trav right this instant, because that's what happens on there all the time.
I know, I love it.
Still have no idea what he says, but I love it every time he says it.
I love it.
Yo, baby, look.
Thank you very much for the support, guys. As I said in the chat, we love that you love the content, and we absolutely love hanging out with you guys. It's amazing. So thank you very much for the support, guys. Anyone else got any juicy rumors before we hit on the main topic and we remove the tinfoil hats? Seed theory. Who believes in that? Just to see what's going on with that.
I only believe it when I see enough
Okay,
orbs to be able to try it. So I really don't know. I'm gonna have to try it. I just got enough orbs.
Level
to try it.
3. Thank you very much, guys.
I believe in seed theory. I believe that if you spend a lot of money in this game, that you get into a better seed. That's
spend theory. That's a seed theory. That's spend theory.
Yeah, I only believe in seed
I tell
theory
you what,
when
spend theory works 100% of the time, fam. You can bust out your VC, you're going to get that crap.
Yes.
You may get a little amount of it, but you're going to get it. Everybody who bought the anti-venom offers, they got themselves an anti-venom. And it was like,
Yes,
look
sir.
at this stuff. This is amazing.
Hot damn. Hot damn. All right,
I
guys.
believe on the whiskey theory.
Oh, what's the
You
whiskey
get a
theory?
bad pull, you get a bad pull, you take a shot, and then you try again until you get something good.
Just don't start giving your phone
Or
shots.
until you
It
end up
doesn't
with
work the way you
Have
think
some
it
Red Star mornings.
level 4, go, clean it, baby. Let's go.
Let's go, let's go! Level 5 hype train. Thank you very much for the support, guys. You guys are absolutely amazing.
We love you.
It's the tinfoil hats, isn't it? Everyone loves the tinfoil hats.
I love the tinfoil hats. Man, you guys are amazing.
I'm trying to like guess which one's better. Zero's little I'm gonna call it an antennae so we can keep this PG. Or my Dutch cap. Like, I just don't know which.
So look, Dapper changed to the silver fedora, so I respect that. But Lex, that is a terrible tinfoil hat. I'm just gonna say that there. I'm gonna shout out the kid. I'm gonna shout out the kid. And read his message, because I tell you what, the kid is, he doesn't stream, but he is definitely one of the most important people in this community. I see him everywhere. So much love to all the support that he's given all of us, not just the Roundhouse Table. Trav, I mean, man, he loves you, Trav, that's for sure.
The Roundhouse Table? Did Chuck Norris agree to Fox?
The Round Table. That's what originally, yeah. So Kid says, for those of you who aren't part of the family, you know, good morning to you. This morning is the finest morning. If tomorrow morning it's fine as this morning, then tomorrow morning will be the finest morning, because there is no
That's
morning
what Trav
fine
says.
as
That's
this
what
morning
Trav
is
says.
good. Is that what you wrote?
Yeah, that's
To be fair, he did say that slowly for me once, and I did comprehend it, but I have like a massive case of ADD, so then I forgot it immediately thereafter. And then he said it again, I was like, I don't know what he's saying, but I love it.
I knew it as soon as I saw it.
Oh, I had no idea, but man, Trav, wait, awesome to have you over here. So, guys, we are going to move to the main chat. You can remove your tinfoil hats. There's no tinfoil hats going on here.
There's just not a whole lot of airflow in this dust cap. I'm just going to warn y'all right now.
All right,
Mine
guys.
is improv.
And thank you very much for the
Everything was
support.
great.
Level 5 hype train. First hype train on the channel, guys. Thank you very much. That is how we do it. Unbelievable. Thank you very much for all the support. I will do a shout out at the end. But no, much love. You're breaking Streamlabs for me. Love you guys. Absolutely love this community. So the main topic we're going to be talking about is the Battle Pass. Now they hinted at the Battle Pass for in that video, but it doesn't sound like it's going to be like other Battle Passes. So my experience with Battle Passes is there's two tracks, right? There's the top track and the bottom track. The bottom track is you've paid for it with the subscription. The top one is the free one. The free one gives you some nice rewards. However, the bottom track is obviously giving you the best rewards. Trav, what do you think is the potential for this for a Battle Pass?
I'm sorry, I thought you were going to say something else. I think... once again, I think it could be a really good thing, especially there being a free one. If it does go that way, that's the way that I've experienced all battle passes, is that there's a free one and a paid one. I think that it's a way to bring lower accounts up faster. Obviously, it's not a way to catch whales. There is no way to catch whales, so you kind of have to get that out of your system.
Yeah.
But it is a way to move faster. And for a lot of people, progression or moving forward quickly is a big deal. When you feel like
Mm-hmm.
I normally don't get afraid of new things until I see them. Right now, I'm excited about it. It could be very good. I'm hoping that it is good.
Sorry, we had a little issue with Streamlabs. Fucking the Streamlabs.
People are saying audio
Hey, no
went
good.
out, dude.
Yeah, sorry. Because you said
Whoa,
because
Nietzsche,
everybody
the last
everybody
20
keeps
seconds.
breaking because everybody's cheering. You see?
You know, he's baiting. He's
They're
baiting.
like,
Vito
stream
right
that
now.
pitching back up. Watch this.
Streamlabs sucks.
You know, Nietzsche did have his chicken wings today, so he's feeling generous.
He's feeling good. He's feeling good. Thanks, Nietzsche.
Damn, bro.
You're an amazing man. PvP champion right there, guys. Absolutely.
That's what I'm talking about.
Thank you, boys.
Thank you very much for the support, guys. Level 5
good time.
completed. Thank you. Choo indeed. Yeah, so it depends on how they bring out the battle pass. So we're gonna move to Xero. What do you think about the battle pass, and how do you think it's a good thing? Do you think it's a bad thing? What are your thoughts?
So to be honest, I think I think it's a great thing, at least. So, like I said, like, you know, I consult with the Penguin first, and I get his thoughts about it, and I like to, you know, bring his thoughts and like kind of like put it together where we can meet in the middle. So I just from looking at like, you know, Call of Duty or like Fortnite, they'll show you what's exactly in the battle pass, what you're getting throughout the whole month, what you can achieve throughout the whole month. And if you like it and you think like, hey, like I want to get this and, you know, run with it. But, you know, if they're having like a battle pass for like Gamora, you know, lowercase players, obviously, you know, we're gonna stay away from that. Yeah. Unless, you know, you need gear pieces for that, or, you know, if they're having like crazy T13 bio gear, but you're not so much for the character shards, you know, people are always gonna get that. That way, you know, it's constantly getting fed in through your account, instead of like, you know, having to go farm and do all, you know, the poor people stuff. You know, we like to do the grab the Visa card, like Crayvis says. He's just like, yeah, that Visa's gonna talk all day, baby. But like, as long as you can see what you're buying, it's perfect for it's perfect for people that, you know, don't want to farm. But other than that, man, I think it's all right. Like you're not having to pay for it, but you know, if you're needing shards or training mats that are, you know, they're a good price, right? Then that's perfect for everyone.
So we're gonna move on to Lex, but I just want to put out to there was a website, I forget, it was the Looney Tunes version that they have, right? Looney Tunes game that Scopely owns, and there was a character locked behind, so you would get an unlock, just an unlock in the basic, but you would get like a 5-star with the premium one, and I think that was about $20 a month. Lex, do you what are your thoughts about the pack, and do you think that if they did the character thing, would you be happy with that? Would you be a bit, you know, turned off by it?
I really think, like Trav said, man, it's gonna depend on how much they want, like what they're gonna charge, because, you know, I spend, but I'm no whale by any means. Like I just spend when it's necessary, or if I feel it's necessary. And so, you know, $20 a month, it doesn't sound like a lot, but, you know, for especially like Goofy, you know, cheap to play players, $20 every month, you know. I think that it does depend on the rewards. If the rewards turn out to be worth it, and like Trav said too, you know, for me, I'm a 1.6 million account. So if it really helps me progress that much, then yeah, you know, it's got to be worth it. You know, the money spent has got to be worth what I'm taking in from you know, the rewards. So again, you know, hopefully they don't go over 20, but we'll see. We'll see.
I'm hoping that they balance it out between if you don't buy the pack, yes, you're at a disadvantage, because obviously if you've spent money, you should get something. I agree with that, but hopefully it's not like, you know, you get T1s for the basic, but you're getting like 30 T4s each day for, you know, like that balancing act. Hopefully they do well on that. Nietzsche, what do you think about the Battle Pass?
So I'm a little bit surprised that they did not do Battle Pass as a quality of life enhancement. So, you know, simming, raid simming, blitz. A little bit surprised about that. I was kind of on the fence about it. I thought, okay, well, if you're going to give this to one section of the group, the free-to-play players are going to have an uprising about that it's not fair that they don't get that. However, if you're going to give rewards to one section of the group that free-to-play players cannot get, I can see that side as well. So, and that's kind of the direction I think that they went, was we're going to give rewards, and specifically PvP rewards, which I'm okay with the PvP rewards, although I don't like the direction they're going with it, because it's not really PvP. Yeah. It's fake PvP. But
what is defined as fake PvP?
If it's not run by Nietzsche, it's
the
fake
drafts.
PvP.
If you don't have
Pretty
a
much
draft phase,
Yeah.
it's fake PvP.
Yeah, and that's extremely fair. That takes the entire mental chess game out of PvP.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the draft is
Exactly.
everything, man.
Agreed.
It is.
I like the
And
draft
so-
personally. I like it.
It really shows your understanding of the characters, speed meters, what can defeat what's going to happen to you, what decisions they're probably going to make. And it definitely is a fake version of PvP.
Yeah.
Without
It is. Absolutely, without doubt. And I don't feel like they went in the right or appropriate direction with the battle pass by awarding players additional rewards that free-to-play players can't get with a fake PvP. It's just, to me, it's just not ideal.
And I mean, these are all subject to change, right? So they've just mentioned it to us, but they haven't actually, it's not in stone yet. So hopefully it's like ISO, where ISO was meant to come out last year, but the playtesters, whoever they are, and good on yous for shouting out saying, no, this is crap. We want something better than this. And, you know, I think Scopely or Foxnex, whoever it was, delivered a really good system. So Crayvis, Battle Pass, what are your, you know, do you think this is going to be like ISO where people were afraid of it, and now that it's here, people are just like, yeah, cool, I'm getting free stuff? And
No, it's just putting in another thing to divide the people who spend versus the people who don't. And the longer it takes you to spend, the further behind you're going to get. And that's what Scopely's trying to do. That's what they're trying to plan in your head. Oh, crap. If I do not drop this 20 a month, it's going to be 6 months until my roster is going to be garbage. That's what they're trying to do to you. And I think it's total and complete bullshit. But that's just Crayvis. But he does tend to lean more to the free-to-play side. And I like character releases like Anti-Venom, where you can drop $50 or $100 and be sure that you got that character not only unlocked, but at 4 or 5 stars, and he can actually do some work for you. But as a free-to-play, you're going to have to work a little bit harder. You're going to put in a little bit more of that sweat equity to get it, but you're going to get it. It's going to be a little bit weaker. You're going to have a little bit more luck out of premium orbs or wherever in the F they're going to drop from. But you can still get it, and you can still get it done. But if you put in, like, characters that come out of this battle pass, free-to-play just can't keep up with it. And it's only going to be a matter of time until a Zemo comes out that you can't keep up with in Arena anymore.
I should
And
mention that
that's
they haven't mentioned that. It was just in another battle pass that they own, the Looney Tunes, is that had a character, some super Bugs Bunny or something. Goofy, battle pass, what are you thinking, brother?
Yes, I mean, in reality, I'm kind of neutral where it's concerned. I kind of see both sides, where it's kind of like, okay, well, you know, it's kind of again separating the, I don't want to say haves from the have-nots, but I want to say those who spend and those who don't spend, right? Obviously, the whales are going to get that. If it's priced at $50 a month, they're going to get that $50 a month. If you're cheap to play, you'll do the $9.99 a month. You know, if you're free to play, you'll get the free pass tier ones. You know, I don't really think that it's bad or really good. Now, one thing that I do fear is definitely the, you know, I think you guys have been mentioning it, is the paywall behind, you know, characters, the potential, you know, chance of that happening. If we're following their sort of cadence, right? With, you have Looney Tunes, you have, you know, WWE champions, you also have The Walking Dead, like all of these different Scopely games, they all have characters behind those sort of battle passes. So that is a little bit of my concern. I mean, we joked about it a little bit earlier on my stream, talking about if they put Gambit behind the paywall. It's like things like that is part of my concern. You know, it's just them doing things like that. But the whole battle pass within itself, to me, doesn't really bother me as much because for me, I'm gonna stay cheap to play regardless of whatever the
Yeah.
case is. So it doesn't bother me that much. And I already have made up in my mind that I'm gonna play this game differently than those who are spending money in this game. So for me, it doesn't really bother me that much. It does kind of, I guess, in a sense, make me say I'm not gonna force myself to do things anymore. Like I'm not gonna try to rush anything. You know, I'm really gonna like stick to like my game aspect, but my game sort of pace. But when it comes to like the old idea of like this battle passing, my one biggest concern is those paywalls, those characters that you're gonna put behind those paywalls, you know, and then also the ridiculousness of being able to complete those challenges too within those battle passes, are also, I guess, a little bit another concern that I have. But you know me, I'm long-winded. I'll digress.
So just a quick one. If and I mentioned it before, say if it was Gambit. So if you're on the free battle pass, you get him at 3-star. If you buy it, you get him at 5-star. Would that be a concern to you, or would you be relatively happy with, okay, you paid $20, you got a character 2 extra stars, but hey, I got a free character?
You asking me directly? Or
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, like, I don't like that aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I said, because I think about it, I'm in the cheap to play world, but I also used to be in the free to play world, you know, so I don't like that aspect of feeling as if, because you're already like looking up at this long progression of being able to catch up, or not even catch up, but it's not really catching up. It's just to be able to stay competitive, right? Like that's what you're looking for. You're looking to be able to stay competitive.
Exactly.
And
where's supervillain Ben?
Right, like you're
free to play, right?
They keep on widening the gap for you to remain competitive in this game, and that portion of it I don't like, and that's why for me I'm neutral, but I could go on the I hate it really fast just because of things like that. Like if you start putting characters behind it, yo, come on, bro, what are we doing?
We were talking on Discord. We were just talking about how if they just gave extra, T whatever's like T1, 2, 3, 4s, extra gold orbs and something like that. So you might get 1 gold orb for every 3 gold orbs they get, or something, right? Because they're paying, so they should get something for it. As long as they keep that balance in act, I think people will be very happy with it, because for free to plays, they're getting extra stuff for free, and people paying $20 a month, well, they're getting a little bit extra, right? So hopefully they balance it out. Dapper, as the house Kraken, what are your thoughts about the battle pass? You're probably going to get it, I'm presuming, but what are your thoughts?
Yeah, for sure I'm going to get it. Well, I'll get it for the first time, check it out, see what's the value for the price.
Mm-hmm.
And there's other games that I played that have like a mechanic, like an MVP mechanic, and the more you spend, like how Google Play has the points rewards.
Yeah,
you get points towards MVP, and the higher MVP you get, the more rewards you get. Like you will get more crystals, you will end up getting more energy into the final stages, where you get a special orbs to be able to be like the premier character coming up for that week or whatever, or they could put any type of character, and only people with VIP will be able to get that. If it's something like that, I'm 100% down for that. I'll gladly take my money, probably both accounts. But if it's something that it's just like a PvP aspect, how they were explaining it, that you have milestones and stuff like that. If I don't see a real value for it, I'm probably not going to be getting it. Keep on purchasing it. It all depends on what they're offering you.
They didn't mention money in the game, so in the post. So hopefully that just means they're just adding this battle pass with no money, and I think people would be happy with some free stuff. All right, guys, so we're going to move on to the Q&A section.
He's going to have a seizure.
So my counter to everyone in chat getting bummed out with paying, I do believe that they will have a free battle pass because regardless, like I said, Call of Duty, Fortnite, they have a free battle pass. But I can see them doing it like how Goofy said, like if Gambit is there for paying, right? Watch it be like, hey, you know, instead of buying the battle pass, you will get rewarded like maybe 25 shards at the end of it or 50 shards. So you won't get a complete unlock of the character, but you know, you'll get there eventually versus like for the guys that are paying for the battle pass, you know, they might essentially get that unlock before everyone else. And you know, they might throw in like a Minerva, Yo-Yo, or whatever they, you know, they so choose. But the only thing that doesn't make sense to me is that we have a login calendar for that type of stuff that we're getting for free either way. So
Why
I
add
mean,
step
we
to it?
might, yeah, I mean, but with the battle pass, I think that we're gonna like free to play players will get something in return, just not as much as they'd like. It'll probably be like the currency or whatever the case is. It might get cut into like a third, right? Instead of getting like half or the full. Obviously, you know, the pay to play are gonna, you know, we're gonna reap those rewards. But I think they'll work around, you know, the free to play area because you know they've been I don't want to say they've been very good about it,
Yeah.
but you know, like a lot of characters like right now, like Scream, like attainable. I just got her on my baby account, very close because today's the end date. For at least for us, but yeah, like X23, I got her. Like, you know, and it was all free to play. Like, I haven't had any struggles. ISO 8 makes you a very competitive player. On top of that, it gives you that little small like boost. But I think that the battle pass is not as bad as what we're making it seem until we actually get the product.
I think that's a really good point to have because ISO 8, from what I heard to what it started off with to what it actually was, I think they came a long way. So I think they're mentioning it. I think they're seeing what the community wants, what they feel about it, and then we'll go from there. Hopefully it's not a bad thing. Hopefully it's something that we're getting some free stuff. You're always gonna have the whales and krakens. They're always gonna have the newest and brightest stuff, right? But I mean, I don't know if you watched Reminex's stream. He spent a lot for that 7-star, anti-venom, and he should be able to get some advantage to spend that much money. So I'm not in the camp of I just think they need to make it balance. We're gonna leave it there. Does anyone else have any other final points before we move into Q&A?
Nietzsche.
Yes.
Nietzsche.
So, I agree that characters should not be behind the paywall of the Battle Pass. It should not be an exclusive thing. Battle Pass should be probably a quality of life enhancement.
Yep.
Whether it's simming, whether it's having extra slots, or even you're gonna have a what do you call that? Save squads for raid, arena, and blitz, and have them separated. Or, but also, okay, so let's say it's not just quality of life, slightly extra rewards, maybe sooner access to something that is coming out that will still be accessible to other people, or a discount even, or not but an and. So multiple of these things inside of the Battle Pass, but a discount to offers out there. So if I got a 10% discount on all offers, and I'd be more inclined to purchase them if I had that Battle Pass. So in a way, it could actually encourage people who spend to spend more because they know they're getting a better deal for it.
Yeah, I don't think it's bad. It depends on how they, what the final product is, right? I agree
Right.
with pretty much everything you said, Nietzsche. Instead of excluding stuff, maybe you get it a little earlier, which is fine. You're paying for it, right? Get it a bit earlier. But as long as free to play aren't getting forgotten about, because I don't know how. So statistically, I think it was for Overwatch, the 1% fields the 99%. So 1% of the people who play the game are paying for the game constantly because they're buying loot boxes in Overwatch if you've ever played that game. And then the rest of them are, the free-to-players who are getting the extra content through it. So hopefully, you can't forget free-to-play players, right? I'm not saying that they should get everything without paying for everything, but I agree on that. All right, guys. Look, we didn't want to bring down the thing. This is just something that is being confirmed that is coming. We don't know too many details about it. It sounded interesting. They talked about different missions and stuff like that. So we'll have to see how that progresses. But as I said, Battle Pass is not necessarily the worst be all to end all. So happy with that. All right, so the Q&A section, guys. So get your questions out. You can ask a specific streamer, or you can ask all of us. Goofy is doing the chat today. I believe I did see one for you, Goofy, to kick us off.
Yeah, Brad was asking questions too, I think.
Yeah, there's a few of them in here. So the first question was from Brad.
Yep.
This is really more so, I think, especially for Nietzsche. So, how do you feel about the Battle Pass being more of an arena than a PvP, and why do you hate it?
So, as Cerebro said in his video, they said it was arena. I forgot exactly the wording. But then in their blog post a couple months ago, they said it was PvP.
Yeah.
So it's live arena or live PvP.
Real time
They
PvP.
They already have that system in place. It's the exact same thing. I mean, it just depends on, are you linking it to arenas and cores, or are you linking it to PvP and milestones? So if they're trying to do it based off of a quick select, create your own team, fight another pre-created team, don't like it. If you're sitting here doing a draft, I think that's fine. Obviously, there's a lot of people out there who don't like PvP, so you don't want to force people into it, but you do. I do think it is an aspect of the game that is important, and that should be at least touched upon, and potentially milestones, because the current PvP milestones aren't that bad. They really aren't.
I actually love them, the PvP ones. Next question, Goofy.
All right, next question. Would you rather have drafted PvP or the arena PvP for Battle Pass? I mean, I'd rather have no PvP, but that's just me.
I hate it.
So, I mean, personally, that's just me. But I guess if I essentially kind of had to choose one, I guess the arena PvP is, if there's gonna be sort of rewards behind it, I'll take that. The drafted PvP, I just hate. So I'm assuming that the arena PvP is gonna have a quick match setting to it, like functionality. So if that's the case, then cool. I don't care if I pick a team and then lose. I'm at least still getting some sort of milestones and rewards. But if you gotta ask me to do drafted, I just don't have the time. Just don't care.
Yeah, I would say classic, but the issue with classic PvP is that once I see my roster, they leave. So
Yes.
They need to fix their matchups too, man.
Yeah, like at least
Yeah.
like last couple two, the match starts and then they leave. Or
The
you get
matchups
the
are
reward
way,
right away.
yeah.
Yeah, an MMR system would be good if you built your way through a leaderboard and placed yourself somewhere where they could match you against people that were around your level. Would help out a lot.
At least
Oh, yeah.
comparable.
Yeah.
Partially.
Yeah, I find
They
sometimes
definitely
the
have
other ones
to
pretty
improve the
dodgy.
matchmaking system, which they discussed the matchmaking system in their blog post. So I am hopeful about that. I would hope that they're gonna try and match you with someone similar TCP or similar top roster.
I do like balance because of that. I know
I think
that
that should be the standard.
I think so too. Me and I say mine is about 2.3 or something. Nietzsche's 11 million, but because of balance, I can give him a good run for his money. I didn't say win, but I have been Nietzsche.
Yes.
Well, in balance, none of that matters. None of it matters.
Balance is great
Exactly.
because it incorporates people. That's how Nietzsche runs all these tournaments. Because to be honest, I wouldn't be playing in his tournaments if it was classic. But yeah. Anyone else before we move to the next question?
I think real quick. I think for me, it would depend on the number of battles. If it was enough battles to make it too much of a time sink for the draft, then I would want to forego it and do it the other way, where you didn't have to deal with that. If it wasn't that many that they required, then the draft is a more complicated and fun version of PvP. Otherwise, you're literally just doing arena against someone else.
That's
I got-
actually
I
a
got-
really good point.
So,
One more thing I
Trav,
want to
I
add,
would
though.
sit here and say that if we're talking about the way that they did PvP milestones prior, it's 10 wins, you're done, or 2 losses equals 1 win. So
There was
every
one
win
where
you
they
have-
required more, but most of them are that way standard, and that is not too much in my opinion at all.
Right.
There was one where
Okay.
it required, I think, 30 losses if you did the math, and to me, I literally just didn't do it. I didn't care.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think 30 losses is a bit much. 20 losses or 10 wins or a combination to round it out, I think it's fair.
The only thing that I would like to add is if they could actually have the PvP matches that you participate with your guild and with your friends and with actually count toward the bloody milestones, like, would that be too much to ask? Because, like, why do I have to play randos for this to count? Like, why can't I play people in my guild that beat up on me all the time and I'm trying to get better and beat them? You know what I mean? Like, I wish they could move that too. I don't think it's ever going to happen, but
I think less people would complain about it too, right? I mean, I know on our streams we do a lot of PvP. You could literally complete all the milestones on your stream by having a ball, right? Because it's so much fun playing with the community. And I agree. Yeah, that's why not?
Yeah, there's
Nietzsche,
just too
why?
dangerous that people will throw games to let you win faster, but that's a bogus
Yeah.
thing. You know what I mean? It's bogus.
Yeah. Well, because I
And
find that
also,
sometimes people,
once you
I'll
do
jump into a
that-
game and they'll jump out, and it counts as a win
Right.
for me and loss for them. So what's the difference, right?
Yeah, and like for Dapper, for his point, which is extremely solid, if they jump out in the draft, you just wasted time. There's no win or loss. You just have to go do it again. You know, and it's like that's not exactly cool either. So there are some things they could fix to make it more enjoyable, so that it didn't go that way. Maybe speed up the timer a slight bit, but overall, you know, like I said, for me, it would depend on the number of battles.
I agree, and I would like it that if you leave in the draft, I get the win and they get the
Agreed.
loss.
Agreed.
Yep.
Because there's nothing more annoying than that. That's for sure.
Agreed. Especially if you waited and drafted a whole team.
Yeah.
And then
That is the
better
worst.
out. Like,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
I think some drafts need to be taken, because if you're sitting here saying I'm taking the loss, all you have to do is enter, lose, or enter, exit, enter, exit, enter, exit. Or you have to be the one that doesn't exit and you automatically get the win. So I do think there needs to be some sort of standard on, at what point in that draft phase, or at what point, or maybe it's after the draft phase once the battle begins.
If they leave after that, you do win. If they leave after the
Yes.
draft, you do win. Yeah. I have had a couple of times where it really annoys me where I'm playing the game and halfway through the draft they leave and you're like, thanks, man, thanks. Not that I get it in the community playing, but when I'm playing against those bots and stuff. Next.
Sage brought up a good point. He said that like what really clicked was for streamers, will we have to keep up with the battle pass? And to be honest, I think like as a streamer, I think yeah, because for free to play players or cheap to play players, they can see exactly what we're doing, what we're getting. We're pretty much like, the advertisers like, yo, like, look at how great this battle pass is. Wouldn't you like it? It's $50, but it's really nice, right? So
I got 30 gambit shards.
Yeah. But, it's totally dependent, if like streams like, hey, like, go buy yourself the battle pass. We want you to like, advertise it for us, because I know with OMD that some of like Jimmy, right? Jimmy buys in Pack of Shame like almost every night. So it could be that way. You have like your whale that comes in. He's like, hey, I want you to showcase this, and not specifically say advertise it, but you like, we want you to
helps you out.
This type of product, yeah.
I probably the last subject before we go to the next question, but yeah, I feel that well. I agree and I disagree with you, Sage. I agree that as a streamer you should be showcasing stuff, but at the same time, Goofy has such a... I'm going to use you, Goofy, and it's not a bad thing, but because Dapper's the opposite end, right? So like Goofy prides himself and he's got really good content about cheap to play to free to play, right? So if you want free to play stuff or cheap to play stuff, you go and see Goofy, right? Because he's going to give you that. So he doesn't necessarily have to buy the battle pass if it's not worth value. So I don't necessarily agree that all streamers have to necessarily buy it. But there will be some pressure, I guess, to get that. Maybe possibly.
I would say, as a small streamer who doesn't spend an extreme amount, I would say that there's no need to buy that as a streamer, unless that's what you made your brand on. Most people who come to your channel, like this channel, it's because they enjoy you guys. They enjoy hanging out with you guys. They want your perspective. You guys give them somewhere to be that they enjoy being. So they enjoy you much more than they enjoy what you spend on the game, unless you built your brand around that, which I don't think any. Actually, I know for a fact none of you did, except for Dapper has a really large account. But even still, that's not like why people would go there. You know what I mean? Like, so I really don't think that it's something that.
I like
go
how
hit
I
Dapper
could
to see his
exclude it
hat,
from
really.
all this.
Yeah, don't worry, Nietzsche. I'm thinking about the 11 million. Don't you worry. It's something light.
And I was like, Dapper, the Kraken. I'm like, shit, I got higher TCP than him.
No, I
start switching roles around.
I agree, Trav. Definitely when you're on Twitch, you're selling your brand. And your brand is usually you, and the MSF Roundtable is the seven of us plus our guests trying to help promote other people. Definitely check out Trav. He is such a nice bloke. Like, he is just so amazing. You should definitely check him out. But that's the end part. So any more Q&A questions? And then I'll do that.
There's quite a few more.
All right, we'll try to get through as many as we can. All right, Goofy.
Yeah. So good points, guys, by the way. So no, I think I already did that one. Next question. So bit by snake, this is a funny one. So how do we get rid of Battle Pass before it starts? So,
we go on game strike.
In reality, I think that there's some modification that they can make towards whatever they probably already have in mind, in my opinion. There are people who are connected with, people who are developers in this game. They may have some sort of pull or push or pull, when it comes to there being some things changed, just like with ISOs, right? Did a test? Hell no. The second test, okay, but don't like it. So they made modifications, So in my opinion, to be real, right, to answer the question in an honest way, I do think that there is a possibility that they could potentially make some sort of adjustments and changes there. But I wouldn't like really believe that that's going to happen. But just to try to answer that question seriously. But in reality, that's funny.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, the best way is to hop on probably Reddit, sit here and express your concerns. It's not going away. Straight up not going away. They're going to make money off of it. They will end up doing it. Can we revise it? Yes. Hop on Reddit. Express your concerns. Tell them what you think it should be.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to one of the people that is in the Envoy program and have them express your concerns.
Yeah.
That's about all you can do.
All right. Yeah, there's one question for Brad that I'm gonna leave towards the very end. It's the last question that I'll ask, just to kind of close things out. But the next question, that's actually really interesting. Who will be your first G15 upgrades given today's news? And I guess my answer to that would be at this current point. So I know for Trav Noble, but for me,
no-brainer.
Ding, ding, ding.
For me personally, it will probably be Minerva. I feel like with the legendary stuff again, she's probably going to be the most important aspect with those large health characters.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like once again the 15% is going to be your biggest damage dealer. When it comes to Dark Dimension. So if you were to ask me, I would say Minerva is probably the 100% first character that I would go with, just based on the situation. There are some other characters that you could probably go with that are really good. Obviously, the symbiotes. Symbiote Spider-Man. Obviously, was good. Carnage. I would say too as well. So like Minerva, because she's gonna probably take the most damage, and then obviously Symbiote Spider-Man and Carnage, just simply because they will survive somewhat, depending on whether or not they get one-shotted again at Gear Tier 15 when the character's maxed out. That's just me venting. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, we lost someone.
I think it was Nietzsche.
No, I'm here.
Oh no, Trav's going live.
No,
Oh,
Trav-
yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
man.
then.
Yeah. Trav's going live.
That's a flex for you.
Oh, we don't know where we are.
Oh, see, send agree in the chat. SSM.
There we
SSM is
go.
also
We're back.
in the chat.
We're all back, guys. We're all back.
We're back.
Sorry, was that question directly to you, Goofy, or was that direct to all of us?
It was. I was tagged in it, so I'm assuming that was directly to me. But I mean, if you guys have insight,
we'll go around the round table. Xero, who's your first Gear 15?
Not a legendary. Like I think Goofy hit it. I'm pretty sure you said Symbiote Spider-Man, correct? Oh no, Minerva. You said Minerva. I'm going with Symbiote Spider-Man because the speed. Symbiotes are no legendary, so they're all a must take. If it's not some crazy like Dark Dimension 3 where you get Cosmic City and Global.
Lex?
Yeah, I agree with them. Either Symbiote, I don't know, maybe Ultron or Emma. Those would be good ones. But yeah, mostly Symbiote and Minerva, and I don't know, maybe Emma. Emma sounds good at 15 too.
Travis, like, you're all idiots. Nobu.
I
He's
can't
going to be
believe
the
it.
meta. He's going to be the meta. Well, we'll have to have you on when they rework hand. Then you'll be laughing, right? Nietzsche, who's your first Gear 15?
I'm still going to go with Black Bolt. I think he's the most diverse character in the game with his
Crayvis
damage
agrees.
output.
Like a garble.
And, Emma is a great character. symbiote Spider-Man's a great character, but a lot of you also mentioned, the symbiotes. And so, yes, if we're talking about multiple characters, we're talking about the symbiotes. Absolutely. But if we're talking about a single character, I would go with Black Bolt.
Crayvis.
Phoenix. I don't care that you can't take her into DD4. I want her to nuke everybody in my fucking arena because they're all G14. And I'm like, watch this! And then they disappear. So it's going to be Phoenix. Mm-hmm.
Dapper.
That's my plan.
Well, all you guys said the smartest, right choice, and I'm going to choose a dumb choice and say my Cyclops. Just for bragging rights and 7 red stars.
Well, he does have a 7 red star. Look, I think Black Bolt, I think Minerva's great. The only reason I'm going to choose Symbiote Spider-Man is because he's my current favorite character in the game, and he so happens to be good. People are saying Sinister in chat, and you know what? That's not a bad idea anyway. I think Sinister is going to be very good, and then the instant Doctor Doom comes out, Sinister is going to look very nice. Just, I'll take you. So, Sinister might not be a bad choice either. Last question, Goofy. Sorry, guys, if we didn't get to your question, don't worry. Next week we'll do some more.
Yeah. So last question is from Brad. Everyone's current favorite band.
Ooh.
Ooh.
All right, we're gonna go with Dapper.
Oh, man.
Don't have one, to be honest with you.
Loves them all.
If you're talking about like a male
I
group artist, they're probably like Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Crayvis?
Currently really into Tool and a little bit of Mastodon. That's what usually dominates my playlist these days.
I thought it was Bella Divine or whatever.
Yeah.
Lex?
So I don't have a favorite band per se, but my favorite artist right now, his name is Omar Lynx. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of him, or he does things with Zed's Dead. I don't know if you've heard of Zed's Dead, but yeah, he's one of my favorite artists. Some of his solo shit is my favorite.
Cool.
Well, Zed made some bad decisions in the movie, so he deserved everything that he got. Is all I'm gonna say.
Goofy.
So I guess I don't have a favorite band, but a group that I'll listen to, regardless of the situation, Boyz II Men.
Boys to Men.
Boyz II Men. Boyz II Men, man. The baby maker.
Nietzsche?
I mean, I don't really have a favorite recently. It's been a while since I've really invested in music. I love Zed. Most of the artists that have been mentioned I like. So I couldn't give you an answer right now.
Xero?
I'd have to say Alice in Chains, man.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely,
That's a good choice. Yeah,
Right
they're
there,
good.
right there, baby. Right there. That's an Alice in Chains lyric. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
My favorites change a lot. They change.
Trav?
I'm with what Lex just said. I change all the time. I love music. I love to sing. I have a terrible singing voice, but I love the feeling of singing. There are certain songs that embody such amazing emotion. Currently, where I am in my life and what's resonating with me is Mumford & Sons. They're like a English folk kind of band. They sing lots of really, really cool, interesting change music. I like it a lot.
Cool. I've been starting to get real back into, since we can leave our houses, starting to get back into exercise, and I actually like AC/DC. I've still seen them a couple of times live. It's amazing. But AC/DC is my choice. All right,
That's
guys.
a good band. I like AC/DC.
AC/DC, awesome. All right.
1 second, man, Doug. Let's answer one more question. I like the question that Underdog asked. He was asking me, do I save energies for when level cap comes out, or do I play it through?
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to say that on other games that I have played, I have saved them and then maxed out my level within a day or two. With this game, I don't do that. I just play it through because I just find it more valuable to use the energy for gears and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Nah, that's good. I know Reminex was doing that for a while too, saving up energy just to get through it. But last time he was streaming, he'd used it. All right, guys, that concludes episode 8. Thank you very much, Trav, for coming on. Some really good insight there, guys. If you haven't checked him out, absolutely amazing stream. Always a good time. Thank you very much for the support, everybody. Trav, do you have any final points to say to the chat or us?
You guys are all amazing. Thanks for letting me be here. This has been a phenomenal experience, and I'm sure that the community is very, very, very happy that you guys do what you do. This is a real cool thing to recap what goes on in the week. You guys are great. Keep doing what you're doing. You're great.
Thanks, Trav. Thanks very much for coming on.
We bow to Trav.
Dapper.
Appreciate it, brother.
Thanks everybody again for the support, for the train that we got at the roundtables. Amazing guests we have. Trav, I've been on his streams for a long time. Big fan of him. I got nothing but love for all you guys. And this is one of my highlights of the week.
No, I agree. I absolutely love it. Crayvis.
I love you, man.
I love you, man.
I love you guys.
If you
man.
have to take medications, friends and neighbors, you got to take them on time, right? Because if you don't, you're going to look just like Crayvis right here, who might be sitting here looking like a normal person, but right now I've got a splitting mother effing headache. But other than that, I hope you guys have a wonderful week. I want to thank Trav for coming on because, like I said a couple times, he's my spirit animal. Like, I want to be him when I grow up. This is what I plan to be. Thank you guys for coming out to hang out with us, because playing out in the or hanging out in the chat room is absolutely a blast when we do these things too, and trying to keep a straight face at the same time.
Lex.
Yeah, I just want to say again, thanks, Trav. We love you, man. It's an honor to have you on, and we love your streams. I love hanging out on your streams. You know, let's go have a session one time, bro. Me and you, man.
Sounds good.
Goofy.
Yeah, I love you guys, man.
Yeah, I mean, listen, this is one of my highlights of the week. In all honesty, man, this is a lot of fun. Trav, thank you for being here, man. Got mad love for you, bro. So, really, really enjoy being here, guys. Thank you guys so much for allowing me to be a part of this on a continual basis. And to everybody in the chat, to those watching the video, we appreciate you guys too as well. This is not possible without you. So do know that, we really do appreciate you guys too as well. And we do this for you. Obviously we love it. We love, being amongst each other, but we also love, and enjoy being with you guys too as well. So thank you guys so much for really making this what it is.
Nietzsche.
I hate following Goofy because Goofy just says it all. You gotta
just be like ditto.
Literally ditto. Thank you, chat. Thank you, followers. All you people who are watching, you're amazing. Trav, you have awesome content. You are an amazing guy. Love watching it, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you guys for having me. It's been absolutely amazing. You guys are all great. Thank you guys so much for the kind words.
Xero.
So before I get to my spiel,
it's gonna get crazy. Hang on,
we definitely, everyone in chat, definitely give Trav a follow. There's nothing bad you can say about Trav. There's literally nothing. But I was trying to keep count of how many blunts he was having earlier today, and I lost count.
Don't worry, he's got a counter on his stream. His stream will keep count for you.
When we have him back on here, we definitely need to add the blunt counter. Oh man, but so with my spiel, right? When this goes,
I feel like you
and it
get
uploads to YouTube
as the stream goes along.
When this goes up to YouTube, I better not see a dislike button. I really don't. I better not see it. Because if I see it, I'm coming for you. And I know where you live. Men dogs will tell me.
"You master, is that you again? It's the Lord of Thunder."
Guys, thank you very much. This show, the idea was to get a bunch of streamers to get together once a week to just have a good chat about the game that we love, and to bring in new guys to really promote them, because this community is definitely the best community on the internet. You guys are absolutely amazing. Trav, thank you very much for coming on. Huge fan. The kid actually introduced me to your channel. Huge fan, man. Huge fan. I love what you're doing. And thanks for coming on. It's always a bit of a worry when you have someone on your show. You like it. You're afraid that they won't want to come back, or they don't enjoy themselves. But always some really good insight, and really appreciate it. Thank you
I
to
literally had the best time.
we loved having you. And thank you to the MSF Roundtable guys. This wouldn't happen without you guys, and I really appreciate. We're going into 9 weeks next week. That's incredible, absolutely incredible. And guys, the chat. Wow. I'm glad that we moved it live. As I said, episode 5 we went live, and I think it was the best thing we possibly could have done. Thank you very much for the support today. You guys are what makes
More duck sounds.
More duck sound. Oh, I'll have to edit that in. You guys are what makes it possible for us to constantly improve this. If you look at episode 1 to now, it looks completely different. And I'm eternally grateful for the MSF community, you guys. Thank you very much. Take it easy, guys. Have a good one. Cheers.
Cheers.